area of the province is being assisted by a light drizzle. There are still active fires that are being fought. More rain is predicted for the region into tomorrow. We now cross to our reporter Lerato Thipa, who is in Stormsriver, west of the Eastern Cape province.
Well, it's good news for the residents in Tsitsikamma. The fire that started on the 23rd of October has now been contained, but the firefighters are remaining on the ground, being alert of fires that may flare in certain areas. You'll understand that over 12,000 people were evacuated and affected by these fires, but to date there have been no fatalities, to date there have been no destructed infrastructure, just some destruction on the plantations along this coast. But joining me this afternoon is the MM for the Tsitsikamma municipality, Mr. Phumelelo Kate. Tell us more about the resources they use to try and contain these fires, the evacuation, also the way forward for the small region of Tsitsikamma. Mr. Phumelelo, tell us briefly about the fires that have been contained right now, and was the municipality properly resourced to deal with the fires?
Thank you very much. The municipality, on her own will not have been in a position, to fight and contain, the fires, due to the fact that our municipality is a small local municipality with a limited, resources, with few fire engines as well as a few firefighters, but with the coordinated support, from the district municipality, Sarah Batman district municipality, together with the local municipalities such as Makana, Ndlambe, Blue Crane, as well as Kocha local municipalities, who are bordering, Tsitsikamma, they managed to deploy their resources that are available, to come and assist and support the municipality in fighting the fires, through the provision of fire engines, the firefighters, as well as the other, support that will be required, to keep the the fighters, healthy and fresh during those raging fires.
We understand this fire actually started in Nice and then made its way down to George, then eventually Tsitsikamma. So there obviously must be plans in place to try and get more resources so that if these fires start again, maybe next year or the year after, you'll be properly resourced and equipped to deal with such fires. Are there such plans in place?
Yes, this matter has been taken to the provincial government, through the Provincial Disaster Management Center, the office, of the MEC for Cooperative Governance, MEC Xasa. He's also looking at this matter because clearly this is the situation that the municipality will always be confronted with every year. As you know that this area is full of plantations, as you'll have observed, during these fires, that most of the areas that were burnt out, are plantations, as well as our treatment works, plants, as well as fencing, So the provincial government, is also prioritizing, our area to make sure that when we've got a problem like this, at least we are better equipped, in terms of responding to these fires effectively, together with the local, company, the MTO, which is also playing a significant role. I'm sure without them, will not be in a position to fight, efficiently and effectively these fires, as the plantation, by and large, are owned and managed, by them, and they are in a better position in terms of resources. So working with them is also, bearing some fruit with that structured relationship with MTO as well as government, at the level of the province. Through the Provincial Disaster Management Center, they are also trying, to make sure that we are better equipped, when again we're confronted with this type of disaster.
Mr. Kate, the people obviously also evacuated, not necessarily because they were directly affected by the fire, but the smoke from the fire. Have these people now returned home, and will there be any assistance given to them?
Yes. Almost all the people, who were referred, to evacuation points, have returned back, because some of the evacuation movements, were based on precautionary, stance that we took, to make sure that people are safe, especially in this area of Stormsriver, which was engulfed, by smoke. We had to remove people, and we only evacuated them, for a short period of time, as you'll be aware that people are very much concerned to leave their houses, without anyone looking after them. And they only evacuated for a short period of time and they went back. In almost all these evacuation points, people had to return back, after a couple of 2 or 3 or 4 hours, they went back to their homes.
Just last, Mr. Kate, what is the way forward now? Know that the mop-up operations have started. Will firefighters still remain on the ground to make sure that there's no flare-ups? And then what is the way forward now in trying to get the Tsitsikamma back to stability again?
Yes, the firefighters are still observing, the fire monitoring, the situation, because we cannot say that the fires are completely, killed, thanks to the rain, which has done us a very big favor, by dampening, the spirit and the strength, of the fire, as well as the wind, that has gone down, very, very significantly. Those two forces, of nature have helped us a big deal. But our firefighters, are monitoring the situation, observing the situation, and also on standby. I think they will be around here for the next 2 or 3 days to make sure that the fires, are killed. Surely after the whole, fires, have been put down, we'll have to sit down again, with all the critical stakeholders. As I mentioned, that your MTO, your provincial government, our local municipalities as well as the district municipality, to make sure that we are always ready, to deal, with these fires, which sometimes, appear to be uncontrollable, especially during this season.
Well, that was the municipal manager for the Tsitsikamma municipality, Mr. Phumelo Kate, saying that there will remain firefighters on the ground just to monitor the fires to make sure there aren't any more flare-ups. Also saying that in terms of resources, they're going to put plans in place to try and get more firefighters, more vans into the small town of Tsitsikamma to make sure that should the fire start, they are well equipped to deal with them. For now, it's back to you in studio.